Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Loose Loops Crochet. So today it's October 18th, and we are getting started on some Christmas stockings for me and my dorm mates. And you might say, oh Lucy, isn't October a little fucking early to make Christmas stockings? And to that I raise you, we're only gonna be here in December for a week before we go home for winter break and stuff like that. So we have Halloween decor up right now, and then we're going to my friend's house on Halloween, and then we're getting a Christmas tree the day after Halloween and coming back, and it's Christmas time all throughout November. That's what we've decided as our, for our dorm at least, it will be Christmas in November. So that's why I'm getting started on these babies early. The method that I've decided to use, because I've gotten started already just a bit, as one does. I think I'm making these out of granny squares, and I'm doing just these little granny squares that I will put together. I found a pattern on Pinterest. I'll show it right here. But essentially I'm doing this because I really hate I've made socks before and I really hate making the heel. So I'm just doing this in granny squares to avoid having to make the heel. If we're gonna be so for real, that is the main reason why this is a granny square kind of endeavor. It's because I don't want to make the heel of a stocking. It's a pain in the ass. So this is what we have right now. This is the yarn that I have. I had this from an earlier project that I decided I'm gonna use a different yarn for, and then I just went to Michael's and bought these. But yeah, I think I'm gonna get started on these some more. My plan is to make the little granny square actual stocking part, and then I think I want to do, don't hold me to it, we'll see. I think I want to have a little you've got the stocking here and then a little fold over ribbing, and then I'll embroider each of their names onto it because I feel like that's really cute and personalized. We're gonna be living together next year. What the fuck is going on with my face? What is that? So just kill me. Anyways, but we're gonna be living together next year, at least a couple of us are. So I feel like making them now, it's an investment for the next 4 years while we're all living together. But yeah, that's my plan. So I'm gonna get started. I need, is it 18? It's either 18 or 13 squares per stocking. I have 6 right now. So don't even have one, we're making 6 stockings. So I need to get on that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that today because I don't have to go to work today, thank God. So yeah, that is the plan. This is what we've got going on. Ignore whatever the fuck is going on with my face. Truly, I think it's because I've been sitting like this. That's probably it. But just ignore that. Yeah, because I'm not refilming this. So that is the strap. I'm gonna lock in on these. I'll check in with you later. Hopefully I'll have made some decent progress, but we'll see, because also it's preview day and I'm hoping that the cafeteria has better food because they're showing it off to the parents of people who want to come to SSU later on. So I might have to go check that out. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, this is what I have so far. I just got back from the gym, but I think I'm just gonna try and finish this stocking tonight. I'm convinced I can do it. All right, here's where I'm at. I'm gonna go grab dinner and then make the last one and sew these together when I get back. Okay, I have all of my squares assembled. They're flipped the right side up that I want them to be. I'm pretty sure. We'll see. And realistically, I'm gonna mix up some of these. So we'll just go in with high hopes. But I have my tapestry needle and I'm gonna start sewing, I think this way, up these seams, and then we'll go this way, and then I will make the little ribbing to go on the edge. I am locking in. I have Superman going. So we're gonna see how long this takes me. Okay, I'm an hour and a half into Superman, but I finally finished sewing everything together. There's still a bunch of loose ends, but essentially, I think I just fold it like this, and then I just fold this and sew in here, and sew this up here, and we'll be all set. And I need to make the little ribbing border to go around here, which I think I might do next before I sew this all together, just so that I can add it on while it's flat and then do it all at once, if you get my drift. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I say real quick, it's going to take a minute, but I think I'll do that and I'll sew it all together and weave in the ends and we'll be set. Okay, I wove in all the ends. I've switched to watching YouTube now because I finished Superman, and then I made the little border at the top. This is linked double crochet and only in the back loop. I feel like it turned out nice and it was faster than just doing half double crochets in the back loop. So I'm gonna sew this, and then my plan is once I've got this done, I'm gonna fold it the way that you're supposed to, and I'll sew around the border of like everything. And I cut the string or the yarn at the end of this super long, so that hopefully I can just do it all in one go and weave in less ends. This is called shortcuts because I hate weaving in ends. So we'll see how this goes. I will update you guys once I hopefully finish it. Okay, I just finished the stocking. It's like a minute to midnight, but she's so cute. I actually love them. I'm not putting the names on them yet. I've decided to put it off, but I love how this turned out. So I'm definitely excited to make, what, 5 more? Yeah, she's cute. Okay, so yesterday I made a bunch of these squares, and then I made 2 of these other ones. So I have this in total for the next stocking, and I was aiming to make all of the like squares yesterday for the next stocking. And I ran out of time, you know, had to do my homework, had to go to work, all that kind of stuff. So I think I'm just gonna bring all this stuff because I'm going to the cabin this weekend with my friends. So we're gonna like do our homework and just kind of hang out there. So I'm gonna bring this with me because I've only got 2 homework assignments left. So I can jam those out pretty quick, and then I will just crochet for the rest of the time. So I'm gonna bring these and my stuff right here with me. Okay, so it's actually November 1st today. This is the day that I was aiming to, you know, finish these by. I'm actually just sewing together the second one, but it's fine because our Christmas tree, we actually just ordered it, so it's gonna come in like a week, so I have a week more. So I'm just gonna finish them this week is my goal, I think. But anyways, little update. So we went to the cabin, ton of fun. Didn't work on these a shit, like at all. Like didn't touch them. Brought all the yarn, did not do a single bit. You know, honestly though, still worthwhile, bomb ass trip. We literally like went, walked around some trees, took a fat ass nap. Oh my god, it was such a bomb nap. On the couch together, watched movies, did homework. It was great. And then we came home, and I've had a busy fucking week because I've been like classes, work, classes, like a whole bunch of extracurricular shit. Like I've just been kind of going, and then I'm doing homework when I'm not going to classes and other shit. So, you know, it's just been back to back. I haven't had a ton of time to work on these. And then for Halloween this weekend, we went to one of my housemates, her like family's house, to hand out candy. So that was really fun. It's Saturday night, because Halloween was on a Friday, and we just came back, and I had some time to work on these this weekend while we would like watch Halloween movies and handed out candy and stuff. So I just finally finished all the squares for the second one. So I am now gonna sew these all together and then hopefully finish the second stocking now. I think I'm only gonna make 4 at the moment just because it's easier. But yeah, that's my plan. So after this, we will be halfway there. Okay guys, so you know how I was like really idealistic and I was like, I'm gonna finish this tonight, like I'm gonna knock it out. I didn't finish it that night, and I was like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow came. My friend actually then ended up in the hospital because her airways were closing because our ex-housemates were vaping and smoking so much with all the doors closed that it gave her bronchitis and a respiratory infection and a sinus infection. So her airways were closing and she was suffocating, which was just really, really grand. So we've since moved out from that house. It's been a very hectic, chaotic week of like figuring out what are we gonna do, where are we gonna live, like take your inhaler because girl, you can't breathe. So I haven't really had much time to crochet. We just moved in today, it's Sunday, and I just sewed up this stocking today. So we have 2 done and we need to make 2 more. I'm hoping, you've seen my track record, but we're gonna cross our fingers that now we are in a much less hectic situation, that I will have more time to crochet. So I'm planning I would love to finish crocheting the next 2 or the other 2 stockings by like midweek next week, tentatively, but also we've seen how things go. So let's like temper our expectations. But my plan kind of is I have a couple squares just around that I've been crocheting, a couple, I mean like 4, not a ton, but that's still like not bad. So I want to try and finish one like by Thursday-ish. Thursday of like I can sew it together, or at least like have all the squares to be able to sew them together by Thursday. And then Friday I am waking up at 5 a.m. and I'm going to DC for one of my like jobs. So we're gonna go to a conference in DC. So I have like the flight, I think it's like 5 hours from California, 5-ish. So I'm hoping I can just bring my yarn with me, like crochet on the flight, you know, whip something up, get some squares done. So that's my idealistic version of how I would love for things to play out, is that I can finish those 2 within, I'm giving myself some breathing room of like Wednesday next week, ideally. And I feel like I'm hoping it'll be better. Granted, I have not checked Canvas for my workload this week, so you know, we gotta factor that in too. But I'm hoping I'll be able to get it done, just to kind of, because we just decorated for Christmas, so I'm in more of the Christmas mood now, I feel. So I kind of want to get these done so we can have them hanging up. We have a blank wall set up for them. I feel like I want them to be done. So that being said, I'm going to try and lock in, get them done by Wednesday of next week. Don't hold me to it. Don't hold me to it. And then hopefully we can hang them up. It'll be really cute. But that's kind of my plan at the moment going forwards. So wish me luck. Hopefully my life will calm down and I can have some like peace in my house. But yeah, that is the plan. Okay, I've finished making all of the squares for this next stocking, and I'm gonna, I think, get started on sewing them up. But also, you know, you've seen how we've gone so far. Okay, it's Thursday night. I have officially finished this 3rd stocking. She turned out cute. I'm also mildly sick, but it's okay. It's just a cold, so I am taking the quill. But I leave tomorrow at 5:15 a.m. is when the Uber comes to pick us up to go to the airport. So it's currently 11, so I'm gonna go to sleep. Or no, that's a lie. I'm gonna shower and then I'm gonna go to sleep, but I'm all packed up and I brought my yarn with me, so hopefully I did what? I think 6 squares tonight for the next one, which I feel like is pretty solid progress. So I'm hoping I can lock and finish the rest of them tomorrow. I am a little concerned that I'm running out of yarn. Like, this is kind of the size of all of the rest of my balls of yarn that I have left. Granted, I do have 2 of the white ones because I bought a bunch of white yarn for a different project and then didn't use it. But it's making me a little anxious. So we'll see how much I'm able to get done. I would really love to not have to buy more yarn for this project because it's like so close. We are playing yarn chicken, but at the moment we'll see. So I brought what I'm bringing what I have to my like flight and to the convening and all that stuff, to hopefully jam a couple more out, get the rest of them done on the plane. High hopes, I know, but that's kind of where we're at. And I'm bringing extra yarn too, so that I can work on a little fruit hanger for our dorm if we run out, or if I run out of the other yarn. So trust I will be entertained. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment. All right, I have made it to DC. I'm in my hotel room. I did not end up crocheting on the plane as per usual because my stuff was at the bottom of my bag and it was really, really hard to take out because I was in a middle seat. So, you know, it's the thought that counts, but I still think I'm gonna be able to. I'm aiming to try to crochet on the way back because I ended up sleeping for most of the flight here because I got up at 5 a.m. So I was a bit tired, you know. But on the way back, we're flying out at 5 p.m. So it's like chill. It's not bad. So, and I'm gonna be strategic about it and pack my yarn at the top so that it's easily accessible. I'm probably gonna crochet like 1 or 2 squares tonight too, just beforehand or just because. But yeah, that's kind of the update, but I do have to get up early tomorrow because we have meetings all day. So it's Saturday night, technically Sunday morning, but also the time change here is really fucking me up.
So I'm not really tired. But I actually, because of that, was able to finish all of the squares that I need for this. I didn't bring scissors because it's annoying to bring on the plane. And I haven't woven in like the ends and stuff like that yet. But I have them all made. So I'm actually very proud of that because I didn't really think, I'm usually a slacker on trips. So this is the last one. I just need to sew it all together. But I don't know that I'll really have like a decent layout for that until I get back home to Sonoma State. So I will probably put that off and just try and weave in these ends if I have a free moment whenever. Um, but yeah, this is what we've got. I'm very proud. I had a lot of fun today. We went around DC and like checked everything out and had our little conference, and it was a bunch of fun. I met a bunch of new people. But yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, I just finished the last, or sewing together the last, what is it, the last stocking. So I have all of them done now. I have these two, and then I have these two. So now my laundry's going right now, and I'm gonna spend this time adding on the little like hook things that you need to have to like hang them, and then I'm gonna add on the names. And I'll probably show you guys just the one with my name because I haven't asked my housemates if they're like comfortable having that on the internet. I don't know. I don't want to cross boundaries. But yeah, so that's the plan. Okay, here's my final little stocking. It says my name, and I have a little like hook right here so I can pin it up on the wall. But I think it turned out so cute. I'm not going to show you my housemates, but I will finish theirs next. But I feel like I really like how these turned out. I feel like they were a decent amount of work just because it's a lot of like sewing the little squares together. But honestly, for the result, like I would highly recommend making these. And also, I feel like if you're making stockings, it's a lot easier to do squares and like sew them together than tackling the heel of making a stocking. That's personally why I did these. But yeah, I feel like this is very like classic Christmas, which is what we're aiming for. So I love, but yeah, thanks so much for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.